This video will cover the new enhancements that Fedena 3.5.2 brings with it. This update will ease off the marks entry process for CCE for FA Scores, and it allows partial payments in transport and hostel fees as well. Let's see the features that Fedena 3.5.2 brings to you and the enhancements in them. FA mark entry page is redesigned to show all students in a single list. Before we enter FA marks for the students, ensure that the subjects are set for all or few batches for whom you want to do this entry. Log in as an administrator or privileged employee and open the module of examination. Assuming you have already published the exam, go to Menu, Academics, Examination, Exam Management and choose the course and the batch. Open Manage Exams and choose FA Scores option on the top right. Now you can select the subject and the FA group. Click on Go and see that the student list appears with descriptive indicators. It will also show the maximum marks of each indicator and the FA criteria calculation. You can then enter the scores of each descriptive indicator in the same page, and do not forget to save them. CCE subject-wise report has option to show all subjects for the batch in one report. For instance, let's assume examination scores are published. Once the reports are generated in the examination module under Generate Reports, subject-wise report can be viewed under Report Center. Log in as an administrator or a privileged employee and open the module of examination. Go to Report Center, CCE Reports, Subject-wise Report. You can choose the course and the batch, and notice that in the subject drop-down, all subjects option will come. Select that and click on View. It will show all subjects reports for all the students. You can further filter it by selecting the type of the report, category of the student and gender. You may also take a CSV export if required. Partial fee payment is now available in hostel and transport fee collection modules. It allows you to make partial payment for all the academic fee, the hostel fee and the transport fee. Log in as an administrator or a privileged employee and open the module of hostel. You can find the module hostel under Menu Administration. Assuming that you have assigned students to the rooms and created a fee collection for them, go to Hostel Fee Pay and choose the batch and the respective fee collection. Choose a student from the drop-down to pay his fees. Now, you may enter the partial amount in the text box and click on Pay Fees. You can also take out the PDF report for the receipt or directly print it. If needed, this transaction can be reverted if it's done by mistake. The same can be done for transport fee as well. Log in as an admin or a privileged employee and open the module of transport. You can find the module under Menu Administration. Assuming that the students are assigned to transport and fee collection is created, you can collect the payment by choosing Pay Fees under Transport Fees option. You have two options, user-wise fee payment and batch-wise fee payment. User-wise fee payment will allow you to select the student or the employee by searching with their names. Otherwise, you can use the batch-wise fee collection option. Select a batch and choose a fee collection from drop-down. Select the student from the list and now you can pay partially for these fees. Enter the partial amount in the text box and click on Pay Fees. You can also take out the PDF report for the print and also get the receipt. If needed, this transaction can be reverted if it's done by mistake. Log in as an admin or a privileged employee and open the module of Finance. Go to Menu, Administration, Finance and Fees. Let's assume you have already created a fee collection using the option of Create Fees. Pay the fees by going to Collect the Fees option. You have three options under the payment process: fee submission by batch, fee submission by student and particular wise fee payment. You may choose fee submission by batch to select a batch and different fee collections from the drop-down, which includes academic fee, transport fee and hostel fee. Now you can pay the partial amount by entering the value. Another fee payment option is under fee submission for each student. Here, you can search for a student directly if you know the name or the admission number. Otherwise, you can also select the batch which will list its students. After searching the student, you can choose Pay All to view academic fee, transport fee and hostel fee in a single page. You can make a partial payment in either of these collections. Pay All Fees has a new batch selector option to display the list of students in the batch. Log in as an administrator or a privileged employee and open the module of Finance Fee. Ensure you have created a fee collection and scheduled it. Stepping into the payment mode, go to Finance, Fees, Collect the Fees and click on Fees Submission for each student. Along with the existing student search field, there is a new batch selector. It allows you to choose the batch and view the list of students and their total fees dues. You can choose Pay All Fees to view academic fee, transport and hostel fees in a single page. Enter partial or full amounts for each fee collection and collect the fees. You can then print out the receipt or revert this transaction if it's done by mistake. On opening the receipt, note that the academic, transport and hostel fees details will show separately on each page. Allow your students and parents to log in their account to pay all the fees or partial payment using online payment module. Ensure you have created a fee collection and schedule it for the student. Also, make sure that the payment gateway settings are completed by the administrator. Once the student or the parent will log in, go to Academic Options under Menu. Click on Fees and it will display the general fees, transport and hostel fees and their statuses. Click on any fee that you may want to pay. It will show you the amount to pay option where you can fill in a partial or a full payment amount. Click on Pay Fees option if you wish to pay this fees online. You will be redirected to the payment gateway and will be prompted to enter the card details. This is based on the gateway configuration as done by the Fedena administrator of the institute. Enter the details and submit. Once the payment is verified, it will redirect you back to the fee payment page and you will show a reference number for the transaction. You can also take receipt of this transaction. Another way in which the student or the parent can pay fees is by clicking on Pay All Fees option. Here it will display all the fees and their amounts to be paid. Edit the amount if you want to do partial payment and click on Pay Fees. You will be redirected to the payment gateway and will be prompted to enter the card details. Enter the details and submit. Once the payment is verified, it will redirect you back to the fee payment page and will show a reference number for the transaction. You can also take receipt of this transaction. On opening the receipt, note that the academic, transport, hostel fees details will show separately on each page. Fee receipt details in a CSV form is another update in Fedena. Assuming we have created a fee collection and paid fees for the student, list of all the fee receipts generated can be viewed. You also have a view PDF receipt and prints receipt for each fee receipts that listed. You also have a new option to export a CSV file with the list of fee receipt details. Let's see that. Log in as an administrator or a privileged employee and open the module of Finance. Open Finance Reports and you can find an option of fee receipts. On opening it, you can find all fee receipts for a month on the screen. You may change the duration if needed. For each receipt, you can take a printout as per the fee receipt printer setting. These settings are done in Fees module. Or you can also take a PDF of the receipt. It will show you the total amount collected from and display fee receipts. You may also take out the CSV report of this data. Click on CSV Report option and it will download the data into a CSV file. You can then open the CSV file in any supported software and the same can be seen. On opening the file, you can use this data for further processing if needed. While you do a student admission now, Fedena will let you choose the relationship of the guardian from the drop-down. Let's log in as an administrator or a privileged employee to make student admission or edit a student profile. When you make a student admission, the first form remains as is, where you enter the details of the student you are admitting. In the second form, you can now find the parent personal details page that will ask you to fill in the relationship from the options available in the drop-down as father, mother or other. You can choose one of them to complete the guardian details. You may enter multiple guardian details and save the relationships for the student. In the series of next forms, you will be asked to select one of the guardians as emergency contact, meaning that one of them will be allowed to log in Fedena. The same will be called as emergency contact and can be viewed once the student profile gets created. Your Fedena students and parents can now print the remarks from the student's profile. Let's assume you have provided remarks for some students as an administrator or a batch tutor. You can log in as a parent or a student. Once logged in, you can visit Remarks section under the profile of the student. You can view the list of remarks by clicking on Remarks under More. You can take a PDF report of these remarks or even get the details in a CSV report. This data can then be used as and when required. You can now cancel a class from your timetable at the last moment. Log in as an administrator or a privileged employee to view the module of Timetable. Go to Menu, Academics, Timetable and Timetable Tracker. Open Swap Timetable and select a batch and a date. For the subject that you want to cancel, click on Cancel Class in front of it. Once cancelled, the student will be able to see the same in his timetable activities. Log in as a student and visit Timetable under Academics. Open Activities and you can see that the Cancel class now shows up. Now you can configure your footnote for the Payslip report using Payslip settings. Log in as an administrator or a privileged employee to view the module of Human Resource. Find the Payslip settings under Menu, Administration, Human Resource and open Payroll and Payslip Management. You can now enable or disable the footnote. On enabling, you can customize it in the text box and you can view the sample payslip as well. The columns of due and total fee amounts in Fees Headwise reports have been rearranged. Log in as an administrator or a privileged employee and go to Menu, Data and Reports, Reports and Student Fees Headwise Report. Open Batchwise Report and select a batch. Now, you can notice that the amount to pay and the paid amount columns have been shifted to the extreme right and the discount column is on their left. This rearrangement has been done for better clarity and data usage. The same changes are reflected when you open Fee Collection Wise Report under Fees Headwise Report. Now, the list of fee defaulters shows up an additional column of the current batch of the student. Log in as an admin or a privileged employee and go to Menu, Administration, Finance, Fees and Fee Defaulters. Choose the class or the course and the batch and the respective fee collection. You get to view the list of defaulters and their current batch. For example, the student S8 here belongs to G3 batch but has a pending fees for the selected batch, that is grade 2. This way you can understand now that the student has been transferred but has a fees due in the previous batch.